This is Century Countess again, reattempting a different form of method for this tutorial video. This is the 17th century garment that we did in our costume redo tutorial. Well, not really our tutorial, it's basically a story of two costumes that didn't turn out as we had hoped. So this is the redone bodice from the 17th century redo, and we decided to do this one because the satin gown would have been over our budget. So here she is. Just found her. She's a little wrinkled, so she needs some ironing as well as some touch-ups here and there. Here's her pattern guideline. Our main focus is the skirt. So this side is for the trained version. This side is for the non-trained. And this time we want to do a train because if you recall from the last attempt, we did a non-train and basically it became part of the disaster when you don't measure a bodice correctly. And you end up getting this, oh, I want to make a Shirley Temple dress into an adult-size outfit. And that's basically what that 17th century dress that I wore at that event that was a total disaster. So we're going to do the train. And since we got the bodice already fixed up, we just need to do the final touches as I mentioned earlier. So let's see what we got in our mailbox today. And here is the pattern for the skirt. It's kind of weird. When I first used it, I cut a sliver of the false train. You can attach the train to the main skirt, but I cut a piece off of it for an extension for a pattern bodice, but I kept the sides okay, so I know the length, I can recall the length. Apparently, it's a back and a front, depending on how you use it. So this is going to be fun to play with. Yeah. So, on to the next round. And it's here. It showed up today. The hooks and eyes for the closures for the bodice, I thought was going to be coming today. It said it was coming today. So far from what it says in the tracking, it's going to be here late, but I doubt it will be here tonight, especially at this hour. So I already checked the fabric. It is from the same people, from the same fabric store, same brand of fabric, but sometimes they tend to surprise you, but other than that, it's a good quality fabric. It is the Matai satin. Both sides are made with silk and satin threads, very similar to my Queen Millennia costume. So if we make one side the same, we can just flip that over and no one will know the difference. Oh, I have to take back my words earlier about the fabric being two sides impossible to make a mistake. I forgot that some Matai satin blends may be two satin silks on both sides, but depending on certain ones, like this one, you only have a one chance. So, unlike the black Matai satin for my cosplay costume for the anime Queen Millennia, this one is a little bit more duller on one side, but still shinier, but a lot more shinier on one side. And we want the shiny side, so this, to make it more elegant looking and less duller. So I gotta be careful when cutting this fabric, otherwise I'm gonna have one side shiny and one side slightly less shiny, and we don't want that. So, or anything like the last attempt where one fabric was a different brand from the other fabric, and you could literally tell that the bodice and the skirt of the first 17th century dress was not the same material or not the same shade of silver. So we're going to do the front panel now, and from there we'll figure out if we need to make gourds or not, because it looks like we might need to make some gourds for the side parts of the dress to blend it in. I just want to introduce to you, well, actually reintroduce my most treasured piece, Agnes and Cecily, as I call them. Agnes is in the blue, Cecily is in the green. And this is basically the type of dress that we're going for. Agnes is in a parted skirt form, so we actually see a petticoat. While Cecily is more what we want, is a full solid skirt, no split revealing a pretty petticoat or anything. I'm still debating on the lace border, but if I do that, I'll probably do this cute little lacy brooch thing right here that Cecily is wearing, which would be awesome and quite creative in all honesty, and a really cool way to hide a closure. Looks like, let me show you Agnes's sleeve. It's more detailed, that there's an extra gather here. I might do that. And if you all remember my Catherine the Great costume, I will be recycling the false sleeves and the lace from that, because as I said in the past, I'm only going to wear that gown once, and as I feared, it was mistaken for as Princess Belle, Disney Princess Belle, and I don't think I'll be wearing that again, but I'll be keeping the pieces, the bodice pieces, so when I do make the robe de cuir again in a different color, I'll have the pieces ready. So let's continue with our 17th century redo part 2. Here is another treasure of mine, and apparently she has made our recent project her home. She has wrapped it up in a blanket, and she is as cute as a pea, despite she is the devil incarnate. What are you doing, sweetie? You're going to have to move for Mama. You're going to have to move for Mama. Yes, you are. You're going to have to move. We'll entice her with a treat, and then as soon as we get her off of our project, we can continue. Baby was enticed away from our project with a couple of treats, so I can actually show you this actual percentage of what we've got done so far. So all the panels of the skirt has been cut. Actually, I forgot to mention, this is our gore for just a case we need it. It's not mentioned in the pattern, but looked like we might need one since we're kind of altering the skirt pattern, because I just realized that both front and back had to be the same size, because we're supposed to pull the skirt away from ourselves so we don't trip on it. So we're actually just turned a 17th century skirt pattern into the 16th century Italian skirt panel that does involve little gores. So that's not a problem. It will still look the same as soon as we get done with it. Pretty and trained, etc. So you're looking at the front piece now. I folded it back at the bottom so there was room on the bed for the gore. I have the train laid out in another area, folded up. So I think we're going to call it a night until next time. I will show you what I have done with the stitching. Hello, it's me again. It's Saturday morning, actually, it's 5 to 10 in the morning. I got up about 8-ish and have been sewing the panels of the skirt together. And as you see, I have already pleated and pinned the dress inside out to each other. And I just want to show you what I mean by a false two-piece illusion. So right now everything's pinned, it's inside out, so you can kind of see its ugly glory on the inside. I occasionally put seams in my outfit, sometimes I do not. And so this has a lot of trimming to do with the excess fabric of the stitches, etc. So when the dress is opened up, there's this false free floaty skirt here, and it will have either a string or an elastic band that I will use to tie around my waist and secure the front of the skirt. Then with the closures, you close up the front, and it will look like a two-piece dress, basically. The illusion of a two-piece dress. No one will ever know, except for you guys. So that's about it, and we're going to continue pinning, and we're going to start stitching the dress together, and I still got to do some hemming to it, and we'll be right back. Hey everyone, there was a glitch in the last part of that section of the video. What I was trying to say is that when you open the dress, there's this loose end in the front, and you can actually see that where the boning channels will be inserted, it will stiffen it up. I had to extend those straps because it was too short in the front. So that was another thing I had to do. In our second half of the video, you will see the dress fully attached, the boning channels inserted in the new channeling flaps that secure the bodice. The hooks and eyes have been already set up. All that's left will be adding the trimmings, and very short part 2 video, but I just wanted to let you know that there was a glitch at the end, and I added this half with the beautiful picture of Agnes and Cecily because I am a little bit under the weather right now, and I am not presentable for the public eye as of right now. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, I apologize for the imperfections. I'm still learning this new video format, and sometimes it does not agree with the extended amount of film that I add to it, so I have to improvise and trim a few things, and unfortunately it trims whatever it wants, and that's probably another reason why it glitched at the end. So again, I apologize for that, and I hope you see you all in the next video, as well as the reveal video of me wearing the gown, and a little hair tutorial on making the wig for this dress, which will be set up very shortly. Have a great day, and can't wait to see you again. Bye-bye.